The American dream is dead. They say a wall is medieval. Well, so is a wheel.
I see the disinfectant by injection inside, almost a cleaning.
As you take a shower, the water doesn't come out. So what do? You just stand there longer, or you take a shower longer? Because my hair, I don't know about you, but it has to be perfect. There's nobody that understands the horror of nuclear better than me. I'm a very stable genius.
Hold still, Donnie.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Well, we do.
Bing, 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 bing.
You know that Trump must have lost his mind when he saw that.
The record speaks for itself.
One of the great memories of all time, James Webb. I don't remember the names. Don't remember the name. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's the leader of Turkey. By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley is in charge of security. 3 years later, how about that?
Did you actually have a one-on-one with Comey then?
Not much, not even that I remember. I like mosquitoes. We have languages coming into our country. We have nobody that even speaks those languages. They're truly foreign languages. Nobody speaks them. I have a really good memory.
Your next wife was a woman by the name of Marla Maples?
That's right.
Do you recall what years you were married to Ms. Maples?
It's called like Up Here, and it's called Memory, and it's called other things.
So you don't remember saying you have one of the best memories?
I don't remember that. And Putin, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word. You heard that, nuclear. We have to win in November, or we're not going to have Pennsylvania. They'll change the name. I talked to Putin a lot.
Did you ask him that?
I don't remember that. I saw that this morning. I don't remember asking him that question. I have a good memory and all that stuff, like a great memory. For 20 years, they were fighting ISIS. I defeated ISIS in 4 weeks. And we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won. I'm not cognitively. And you know what? When I am, you're going to know it. You're going to be the first people. I know my people. You'll say, all right, Trump, you did a good job. Get the hell out of here. That's it.
That is a man who is incapable of avoiding criminal liability, a man who is wholly unfit for office, and a man who, at the very least, ought to think twice before accusing others of cognitive decline.
It's almost become too easy to make mashups like that, with Trump providing new material at every rally and every speech. But unfortunately, the MAGA hopeful have been so well brainwashed by the right that they believe that any criticism of Donald Trump, even just based on playing what he's saying, is some sort of deep state smear campaign.
When I saw Trump, come on, the guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Media goes around telling us that he's stupid.
Right.
He's an idiot.
Right.
The guy's a genius. Look what he did with his construction companies and stuff,
Well, he did go bankrupt a couple times.
He did.
What do you love about Donald Trump?
I love everything about Donald Trump. I feel he can be trusted and feel comfortable, and it's peace of mind.
And tell me a little bit about what you liked when he was president. What are some of the things he did that you agreed with?
I agreed with everything he did.
One specific?
I can't think on the spot, but everything I'm happy with.
You're out here because you like Donald Trump, I'm guessing.
That's right.
And what did Donald Trump do? You've seen one or two presidents, I'm guessing, in your 40 years. What did Donald Trump do as president that made your life better?
I like the way he doesn't back down. He might not always be correct, but he admits it, and he does not back down when it comes to the country.
What brings you out here? What do you like about Donald Trump?
Everything. What's not to like,
What specific?
He's for the American people. Look, he's in Pickens, of all places, small town. Everybody else would have been in big cities and not caring about places like this, but he made a point to come to small town America, so.
I think a lot of people voted for the first time just because they never knew there was fake news and the rigged elections and indoctrinating our children, and everything is the opposite of reality is what everybody tells you and everybody believes. He's the most unifying president ever in history, and all the numbers show it. And probably get record black and Hispanic votes again this election, but they make him out to be the divider and the most racist president, divisive president is made out to be the unifier. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy.
Tell me what you like about Donald Trump. What is it that you respond to?
He's not fake. He's upfront. You know what he's thinking. He tells the truth.
So that right there and all of theirs is who Donald Trump is. That's just who he is. And that's who he is on a good day. When he's being driven wild by the news cycle, he's even worse, less capable of controlling himself and his ever-shifting emotions. And so right now, as he's worried about his complete inability to pay off his New York civil fraud fine, I have a feeling he's probably going to get even worse than that. But I understand when I play this that, as I alluded to earlier, the MAGA faithful are not going to be convinced to buy it. They think they know who Trump is, and they're not going to let a little thing like direct video of Donald Trump regularly losing his mind at an accelerating rate change their mind at this point.
3 years later, how about that?
And so you might wonder, well then why show this stuff at all? Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is not to change the hardcore MAGA people's minds. It's both impossible but also not necessary to accomplish the goal that I think any reasonable person should have, which is getting Donald Trump out of the public eye and definitely keeping him out of the White House. The thing is that 20 to 30% of the country that you could show him the video footage and it won't change their mind, they're always going to support Donald Trump. But that's not enough to win a general election on. It's not enough to win a popular vote on, which is why he has never done that. That's why he was rejected by the people in 2016. That's why he lost the election in 2020. It's why in every one of the midterm elections where he has been instrumental in picking MAGA candidates that will run, particularly on the Senate side, they don't go on to win despite the fact that Donald Trump is boosting them. He's not as popular nor as influential as he would have you believe. And the fact that we can't get through to those MAGA people fundamentally doesn't change that.
He's the most unifying president ever in history, and all the numbers show it.
The issue is that while they know who Trump is, or at least the brand that he wants to sell them, regular people might well have forgotten over the past few years. We have to bear in mind that not everybody pays attention to the news in the same way that you or I might, but they're gonna have time over the course of the next 6 or so months to watch mashups like that, to listen to what Donald Trump is saying, to see with their eyes and hear with their ears the ever-accelerating degradation of his mind. And honestly, for those of us who have been following for a long time, we can see the way that he's falling apart, the way that he's degrading, and that can bother us, and it should. But we should also bear in mind that he didn't need to degrade to be a big problem. Like the mashups of him, switching up names or forgetting that we've already had a Second World War, or forgetting what city he's in or what year it is, that's distressing. But it's not like when Donald Trump relatively had his stuff together in terms of cognition. It's not like he was a smart guy. It's not like he was a curious guy. He has always been this incredibly mediocre, artificially propped up Nepo baby. That's who he is. It doesn't bother the MAGA people. It's weird that it doesn't, but we understand his limitations even when he hadn't fully lost his mind, when the brain damage hadn't set in. He's not a particularly curious person. He always assumes that he knows better than the experts in their literal field of study, and that has made it that he gets to this advanced age and he can't learn. And for the most part, he doesn't need to. I mean, after all, he's always been rich despite the fact that he goes bankrupt like every 6 or 7 years. So why would he have to learn? Well, he'd have to learn if he was incapable of winning over the majority of the public in 2016, and if he lost in 2020, if he continued to have trouble getting people over to his side in the midterms. That's an opportunity where someone should want to learn. They should want to have the ability to recognize their own failings and then use their boundless, near limitless resources to try to figure it out. Talk to advisors, talk to people who aren't just yes men, who are going to say, here are the things that you do and say that turn people off. And maybe you can cull some of those things, perhaps broaden your appeal. That's a thing that someone could do, but Donald Trump has neither the ability nor the inclination. And again, he doesn't have anyone around him that he trusts to tell him that he needs to move in this direction. And so every one of those mashups that we and other people put together, a reminder to everyone of who he is, which is worrisome, but also who he's always been. And that is a person that should never step foot in the White House.